Hey there, this is Remorse, and welcome to my roaming guide. Now, this is a guide that I've been really excited to bring you guys, as this is really my forte from the past season, one of my favorite things to do, and really my main position. Now, before we get into everything, I'm going to ask you guys the same question that I ask anyone whenever I do lessons or anything of that nature. Whenever anyone asks me this, is what do you think that roaming's main purpose is? Now, more often than not, the answer that I receive is getting kills, getting a kill. And I'm here to tell you today that that should not be your number one priority goal. Don't get me wrong, it is a goal, but it shouldn't be your number one focus when you're roaming. And I'm going to go over these three main goals right now for you. Now, number one, first and foremost on this list, should be wasting the enemy team's time. You need to always make sure that you are constantly pressuring the enemy team and making sure that they know where you are, making sure that they fear you. Because if they fear you, if they know where you are, they're going to dedicate 1 to 2 people to you, trying to find you, trying to hunt you. By doing this, you're going to be able to put your team in an advantageous situation, putting them in a pseudo 5v or 4v3 or 4v4 if they're depending on how many people they dedicate to finding you. More often than not, they put 2. So that's something really important to remember there. Now, the number 2 goal is getting a kill, which is pretty obvious to most people, is getting a kill. But you need to make sure that you're not overcommitting to anything. And that's really going to feed into the third one, the third goal of roaming, which is don't die. If you get a kill, but you die in 30 seconds, you are not completing the number 1 goal as a roamer, which is wasting the enemy team's time. Because if you die in 30 seconds, you're not going to be able to put pressure, and it's gonna be a wash. Because the enemy team is just going to be in a 4v4, and now they don't have to worry about a roamer, so all their concerns are lifted. So you have to make sure that you are constantly making the team try and find you nonstop throughout the game, and to put them into a crunch time, really, where they have to take the site in 30 seconds or less, after they have hunted you and maybe failed, or maybe they've hunted you and finally killed you at like a minute left on the timer. You're essentially trying to put pressure on the enemy team even if you're dead, is really the goal here. Now, here's a what not to do. And this is really a personal pet peeve of mine, and I don't know if it's yours, but this is something that really irks me. And that is someone who is a passive roamer. Because a passive roamer, in my opinion, really goes against all three of my main goals when I roam. You're not wasting the enemy team's time, you're not getting a kill, and I guess you're not dying, but really the not dying is a guideline to the first two. And even if you're just completing one of the three main goals, you're not really doing your job as a roamer. Now, if you don't know what a passive roamer is, it is someone who has gone out and found a nice little corner on the other side of the map, and they sit there until about 1 minute, 30 seconds left, something like that. They don't engage the enemy team. They don't pressure them. They don't fight them. They don't get a kill. They don't waste the enemy team's time. They just sit there. They're doing nothing. When I'm saying wasting the enemy team's time, it's really wasting their time by making them try and find you, when instead, if they're not trying to find you, they might be droning for their teammates. They might be killing cameras. They might be doing things of that nature. So when you're a passive roamer, typically they like to wait until the enemy team is attacking or is inside of the bomb site, maybe a little bit weak from the gunfight with the team that they inevitably destroyed because they were 5v4. And that roamer tries to go back in there and go out in a blaze of glory as they get an ace, which really never happens because, well, they're 1v4 or 1v5 or 1v whatever. They try and go for those clutch kills. And you'll be able to see these players in your games, because more often than not, they're the last ones alive because they've been hiding from the fight. And really, it's kind of cowardly, truth be told. You're not helping the team, you're not helping yourself. So, in conclusion, now this is kind of going to be a short video. In conclusion, your three main goals whenever you roam is you really need to waste the enemy team's time. You're going to want to make them be forced into taking the site with only 30 seconds left. You don't want to give them time to set up. You want to make them fear that you could peek at any moment, making them know that that map is not theirs. That is your map. And making sure that they have to tiptoe around you. You control the flow of battle, not them. Very important to remember. 2 is getting a kill if you can, but don't overcommit to where you would get to point 3, which is die, which you should never do. If you're a roamer, make sure you can do everything in your power to not die. Very important thing to remember, and a lot of people sometimes think that, oh, if I can go and get a kill and I die, it's totally worth it. Now, that's maybe only worth it if you're doing something like getting a kill on a thermite at the start of a round and you're playing downstairs in Hereford base. It's very situational, and it's really not worth it all of the time. So just a few things to remember. And anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on it or anything like that, please leave them in the comments. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to see more of this, please subscribe. And make sure to check me out on my Twitch channel too. I stream typically every weekday, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And anyways, guys, thanks for watching and hope you have a great day.